We're going to take a look at topic 1.3. This is on piecewise defined functions. Example 3 in the companion book. It is page 18. We're going to do B. We're going to write the piecewise defined rule from a graph. And I'm just going to jump right on in. We're going to start out with f of x equals, do the braces. And then I'm just going to put a comma, some commas here. I'm going to have my 3 rules here. I'm going to have their domains here. So let's go ahead. Let's label these. We're going to just for the sake of colors to separate them, we'll call that one A. We'll call this one B. And then we'll do green here on C. So this might take some extra paper. I've got some handy. You might want to get some as well. First thing I'm going to do is let's find the domain of this one that I'm going to do in blue. And remember, your domain are your x values that are acceptable to use for that graph. Notice if I have like an x equals -4 even, okay, and I go up and up and up and up and up, it never ever hits the graph. -4 is not in the domain. Look at the endpoints of your graph. So if I were to take these rulers and just put them on the endpoints. Okay, so my domain is that left-right interval between my rulers. So my x value here, let's see, my graph is, this is scaled by 1. So that means my x value here where I start is at -3. And I'm just going to go ahead and leave a space. I should have smushed this to the left more. I'm going to put an X, and I'm going to put my inequalities in last. So that's my X values. X is between -3 and what other number? Okay, and so my X value on this endpoint is -2. Now I know I'm always going to have less than signs because this means X is between -3 and, oh shoot, this is scaled by 1. The last one, oh no, it is 2. -3, -2. I gotta remember not look at that one. This one, it is -2, my bad. Now, here I have a closed dot, which means I would have the equal to there. Now at x equals -2, that's an open dot, so I don't have the equal sign there. So my domain are all values of x between -3 and 2. Now let's write the equation of this little portion of that line. What I would want to do is, this will be nice and easy. I can just do rise over run. So on, can I smush it in? Let me see if I can smush it all on the paper. So on A, remember y equals mx plus b. Well, I can see my slope. My slope is negative because look, I'm decreasing. So my rise, I'm going down 1 and over 1. So down 1 over 1, that is -1 over 1, which is -1. Now, I need to know my y-intercept though. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to pull a point. It doesn't matter which point you pull. Let's do this one. This is -3. What is that? Scaled by 1s, -3, 3. Okay, so let's do -3, 3. I'm not going to get this all smooshed in. It's not going to happen. And my slope is 1. Well, if I go into y equals mx plus b, this 3, I'm going to substitute that for y. My slope is -1. My x, I'm going to use this x value of the point, -3 plus b. And now let's simplify. 3 equals -1 times -3 is a +3 plus b. If I subtract 3 from both sides, I get 0 equals b. So in other words, my y-intercept is going to go right through y equals 0. So the equation of this line then is y equals negative x. Y equals m, my m is negative 1, x plus b, and my b is 0. And I'll just drop that in. Okay, so that's my first line is now done. Let's look at the second line. These are super easy when you just have a horizontal line. So again, the domain, look at your endpoint. My endpoint starts at -2. Put my x in there. So x is between -2 and what's the other? Looks like a +1. I can put in my less thans. And on this endpoint at -2, it is a closed dot. So I'm going to put an equal sign underneath my less than. This is less than or equal to. And where x is 1, it is going to be open dot. So I'm not going to put the equal sign under there. And now the equation of this line, well, if you ever see a horizontal line, it's just y equals whatever the y value is. And so this is y equals 1. That's it. It's a constant. F of x equals 1. And again, that is only good between the domain, between the values of -2 and 1 will get me that portion of the graph. Let's go down to C. My domain. So my domain here, now I start again at +1. Put my x in the middle. And I end at x equals 2. I can go ahead, put the less thans in. X is between values of 1 and 2, and they're both closed dots. So I'm going to put the equal signs. And now let's go ahead and find the equation of that line. This is done by 1, so this will be really easy. We can do this using rise and run, pull it straight from the graph. So my slope, okay, so let's just go endpoint to endpoint here. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is up 4, right? I moved up 4 to get from this point to this point and over 1. I moved over right 1. So that means my slope is 4. And we need to find the y-intercept now. And I'm afraid I'm smushing too much. I'm just going to bring out some paper. Okay, so let me copy down what we got here. We have a slope of +4, and let's just pick out an endpoint. Doesn't matter which one. Let's do, what is this? This is 1, -1. Okay, y equals mx plus b. Well, my y is -1. My m is 4. X is 1 plus b. And now let's simplify. -1 equals, that is a 4 plus b. Subtract 4 from both sides, I get a -5 equals b. Okay, so these are my key pieces of information, which means the equation of this line is y equals m, which is 4x plus b, and my b is a -5. So that is the equation of this line, and all you got to do is drop that in right here. 4x minus 5. And we are finished.